Welcome to New Sky TV, Exploded. Zhai Yiying's split personality scheduling is the most honest commercial confession of the short drama industry. Zhai Yiying's split personality scheduling exposes the traffic gamble of the short drama industry. Vermilion Kiss secures a solid base, while the Starry Night racks in controversial traffic. Capital uses algorithms to tear apart sentimentality, and actors are merely pawns precisely executing formulas. As viewers click while cursing, this collective frenzy of wanting both reputation and quick money has already crushed creativity into data dust. Does it matter whether Zhai Yiying's acting has improved or whether her new drama is good? Absolutely not. Her double-dealing 2026 opening schedule is the most honest slap in the face to the audience in Capital. On one hand, she plays a pure and innocent top student in Vermilion Kiss with her old comrade in arms Zhang Huangming, playing the traffic insurance game of from school uniform to wedding dress. On the other hand, co-starring with newcomer Yang Pengchen, she plunged headlong into the cooking pan of the old-school Taiwanese idol drama The Starry Night, which was destined to ruin childhood memories from the very start of filming. These two projects are practically specimens of split personality in the short drama era. Fans were gushing "My wife is so sweet" in the Vermilion Kiss super topic, then turning around and crying "My wife, run away" under the Starry Night filming photos. This scene is both magical and reasonable. To be honest, you're arguing too superficially. This isn't a question of whether Zhai Yiying should or not, it's a collective split personality performance art being staged by the entire short drama industry. The actors are the most conspicuous performers on stage, but what directs this show is the extremely cold algorithm and capital logic behind it. A quick search reveals that the Vermilion Kiss has nearly 100,000 pre-orders, representing Zhai Yiying and her team's core strength, a traffic deposit. Filming this is a sure thing. But what about the Starry Night? A classic IP, an old-fashioned plot, met with widespread criticism and controversy. But guess what? Controversy translates to traffic, and criticism equals buzz. Zhai Yiying's official announcement propelled her to the top 3 of Douyin's trending list. That's proof. This is a blatant risk-hedging strategy, using the stability of the Vermilion Kiss to mitigate the potential collapse of the Starry Night. She wants to earn critical acclaim, but she's even more determined to make quick money. This move is incredibly shrewd. Frankly, many are now criticizing the producers of the Starry Night for ruining a classic and criticizing Zhai Yiying for not cherishing her reputation. But in my opinion, this is precisely the smartest, and also the most tragic, aspect of this industry. Capital never considers sentimentality, algorithms only recognize data. The Starry Night, a drama that carries the youthful memories of those born in the 80s and 90s, is, in the eyes of the platform and production company, nothing more than a proving goldmine of emotionally charged traffic. Look at those so-called high-quality projects. The investment ranges from 800,000 to 1.5 million yuan, while an S-level project like the Starry Night might see investments reaching 1.5 million to 3 million yuan. Why would Capital pour money into it? Isn't it because the phrase ruining childhood memories itself is worth the price? Zhai Yiying is merely the most efficient traffic converter pushed to the forefront. You think she's challenging herself? Wrong. She's simply precisely executing a formula repeatedly validated by the market, maintain a base of fans and public goodwill with works in her comfort zone, and then use projects in the controversial zone to fight for higher traffic and peak discussion. Today it could be the Starry Night. Tomorrow it could be any expired IP with discussion value. The actor herself, like the IP, becomes a calculable, hedging asset. What's even more ironic, even this hedging itself has become a new source of traffic. The seamless switching between "My wife is so sweet" and "Run, my wife" in the super topic is itself a spectacular drama. You criticize Yang Pengchen for looking like a lost younger brother when he played Zhang Xiyanqi at 19? No problem, it just shows that the character has left an impression on you. You say that Wang Yui's portrayal of Zhang Xiyanqi after crawling out of a terrible drama like One Pregnancy, 99 Children is a mismatch in temperament? No problem, the greater the controversy and the higher the discussion, the more excited the platform's algorithm becomes. This is the ultimate truth of the short drama era. Each of us is an accomplice in this split personality drama. Weakers ruining childhood memories while unable to resist clicking in to see just how badly it's ruined. We mock industrial saccharine while relishing the sweet romance formula of Vermilion Kiss. Every click, every repost, every expression of anger or emotion left in the comments section fuels this cold algorithm. Zhai Yiying isn't the only one splitting apart. The entire industry is splitting apart, and we are splitting apart. Her busy schedule honestly reflects the absurdity of our times, when creativity is crushed into data dust, when passion is converted into traffic valuations. The only thing left is this never-ending collective frenzy in which we all participate. So, stop naively asking why did she take this role. The question itself is ridiculous. When an entire industry sits at the traffic gambling table, no one can remain unaffected. Producers, platforms, actors, and audiences all become tacit participants in this gamble. We simultaneously condemn the ruin of classics while irresistibly clicking on those 5-minute summaries of XX drama clips, contributing to the data. Zhai Yiying's schizophrenic schedule merely tears away the fig leaf called original intention, allowing us all to see the ultimate form of short drama industrialization. There is no art, only business, no creation, only calculation. Everyone, driven by a greedy want mentality, has thrown countless good stories, along with our time and memories, into that crusher called traffic. And what's even more absurd? It's that we clearly see through it all, yet we still can't stop clicking. You call Zhai Yiying schizophrenic, but what about you? During the day, you share sweet clips from Vermilion Kiss on your WeChat moments, captioning them "This is what love should be like." Late at night, you hide under the covers watching videos of the Starry Night, then fall asleep contentedly. The next day, you wake up and continue to criticize her for ruining your youth. We've all become schizophrenic ourselves, spitting out artificial sweeteners while being domesticated by algorithms into the most loyal consumers of artificial sweeteners. Stop asking should Zhai Yiying have accepted the role. The question should be, when traffic becomes the only faith, when data becomes the only judge, what about those of us who personally contribute to every controversy, every online battle? Thus, each of us becomes a cog in this traffic-crushing machine, simultaneously mocking its absurdity and tempering it with our own body heat. You think you're consuming content, but unknowingly you've already become the content itself. Your angry comments, conflicted likes, and late-night browsing time are all packaged into new data packets and fed back to the next project, the Starry Night or the Vermilion Kiss. Zhai Yiying's split personality is merely the clearest face reflected in this mirror. What's reflected in the mirror is the most grotesque and honest self-portrait of our era, a group of hamsters running wildly in the algorithmic maze, thinking they control the remote, when in fact even the speed of their wheels has been pre-programmed. Stop asking her should she have. Ask yourself, when one day, even criticism becomes part of the algorithm's prediction, when every seemingly clear-headed critique becomes fuel for the next terrible drama, where can you escape to? The answer is already written on Zhai Yiying's schedule. There's no escape. We are all in this crusher, ground into the same dust of data, and then gently blown by capital to the next trend. So stop blaming Zhai Yiying alone. She's merely the most conspicuous cog in this sophisticated machine, meshing with the desires of capital and the instructions of algorithms, turning involuntarily. What's truly terrifying is that we're already deeply mired in this collective unconscious frenzy, yet we're still smugly pleased with ourselves for consciously criticizing. Look, even the words you're reading right now, your agreement or disagreement with this passage, are prolonging this topic, injecting new energy into this vortex of online traffic. This is the cruelest black humor of the contemporary internet. You think you're deconstructing, but you're actually constructing. You think you're rebelling, but you're actually feeding it. When anger and mockery are openly priced, becoming numbers jumping on the data dashboard, each of us becomes the kind of schizophrenic sample we hate most. Zhai Yiying's schedule will be booked until next year, the year after, and our fingers will keep swiping until we can no longer distinguish whether we're scrolling through our phones, or whether our phones are swiping through us, swiping through the last vestiges of patience in this era. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.